Hello everybody. It's been about a month since I've actually done any posts or whatever on YouTube or in a lot of my groups really. I just kind of wanted to let you know what's been going on and what's gonna happen and stuff like that. I am not feeling the best right now, so I'm in bed, and of course I didn't brush my hair and I'm wearing pajamas and I just don't give a shit. So over the last month, I've had a lot of things go on. I've had a lot of appointments, a lot of out-of-town appointments, and I still have more coming up, out-of-town, out-of-state appointments. So I had an MRI done September 24th, and my neurologist and my primary physician both needed some things done. My primary physician needed an abdomen MRI done, a specific one, and then my neurologist requested to have the brain and spine done. So I got to do them all in one day because I need to be put under general anesthesia for my MRIs because they usually take a long time. I'm very claustrophobic, I'm an agoraphobic, and due to nerve issues and Tourette's and things like that, I just can't stay still. And as you know, most of you know, in an MRI you have to be perfectly still, right? So that's just not possible for this girl. So they put me out. Anyway, I had the MRI on September 24th, and I got the results about a week later. They did find I'll start with the abdomen. They did find some lesions on my liver, both the left and right side of the liver. As of right now, it looks like they're benign, thank God. So that was great. We just have to monitor and watch them. And my spine has a lot of arthritis in it, and just, you know, the regular aging process, the degenerative disc disease. I have had that since my 20s. It went from mild to moderate, so I do have a lot of pain in my neck and lower back. It doesn't help that I'm a bit heavier than I once was. I'm almost 165 pounds, which is a lot for, you know, 5 feet 2 inches. So I've always been a really small, petite woman, and so this is the heaviest I've ever been in my life, including my pregnancies. So it's been kind of difficult. I am actively trying to lose weight, but I think once you get over like 30 or 35, it gets really hard to lose weight. I'm 42, and so trying to lose weight is just... saying that it's hard is like a complete understatement. So anyway, they did find the arthritis, and I have some bulged discs in my neck, C4 and 5, and then 6 and 7 are bulged. Some are herniated, so I have a lot of issues with that. I've had that for years though, and it's worsened a little bit, not a lot from the last time. A little bit. They never really do anything for it. They tell me that I'm too young to have any kind of surgeries for it or whatever. So I just have to deal with the pain. I am a chronic pain warrior. I guess that's what they call us. And chronic pain is really, really hard for me because it takes over my life. It's so disabling and makes you feel hopeless and everything else. You guys know, I'm sure, if you deal with illnesses and disorders and stuff that cause a lot of pain, you know what I'm talking about. And so I try to stay positive. They did find a 5mm tumor in my brain. It's a meningioma, I think it's called. 5mm is really small. It's about the size of an eraser on a pencil. And it was non-cancerous, thank God. That was the most important thing. It's benign meningioma. We do have to monitor it really closely. I think every 6 or 12 months I'll have to have an MRI for a while. So it doesn't sound fun at all, especially because I have to be put under for my MRIs, so I'm not sure how they're going to do that, especially when it has to be done so often. I am freaked out by it. I was going back through my timeline of being sick and all this stuff. You know, I have a lot of, I don't want to say smaller diagnoses, because everything I have, you know, can be really serious, and it's very disabling and lots of pain and stuff like that. You know, my FND, my fibro, my arthritis that I have, my neuralgias that I have, migraine phenomena, like all these things that I have. I have tons of nerve pain, which that's kind of the neuralgia. But I just kind of spaced out there for a minute. Sorry. I've been disassociating a lot lately, and I'm unsure if it's just like a stress thing or if it's kind of like me slipping into a little seizure. I'm not sure. I forgot where I was, so I'll just go to the next one. The brain tumor stuff. I've had a lot of these neurological symptoms for many, many years. It started back in 2012 is when I got sick, and I had fibromyalgia and Lyme disease is what I started with in the beginning. And I got this call from an actual lawyer. I had found something on Facebook as I was scrolling, and I clicked it because it applied to me. So I clicked it, and then I got this call from a lawyer in Louisiana. And so the Depo-Provera shot was a birth control shot that I had taken back in my 20s. Apparently there's a high risk of getting this specific brain tumor that I have if you were on the Depo-Provera shot for more than 1 year, which I was. I think I was on it for 2 years, and I ended up having to get off of it because it messed with me really bad. It messed with my moods. I had mood swings like crazy. It really messed with my skin. It gave me huge cysts all over my face. I wouldn't even leave my house because they were huge. They looked like boils, like, you know, big boils. And I remember I had two at the same time, like one right here and one right here, and they were both the size of at least a nickel or bigger. So it was really embarrassing. Anyways, I had gotten off of it and switched to a different birth control at the time. But anyways, this lawyer calls me and tells me about the connection between meningioma and the birth control that I was on. And so if they get all my records, you know, and everything is good or whatever, because I guess there's a lawsuit against Pfizer, the drug company, which is the ones who made Depo-Provera. They also make like the Mirena implant and stuff like that. Excuse me. So there's a chance that in 6 to 12 months or however long it takes, if my case gets won by the lawyers, I could be looking at getting a decent settlement. And I'm trying not to focus on it really. I'm just, you know, in my head I'm just like, yeah, that's not going to happen. My luck isn't that good. Those things don't happen to me. But you know, I also at the same time have been thinking a little bit like, what would I do, you know, if it's this much or this. I believe I'm in the category for 50K to 200K, because my case, my meningioma case, isn't the severe side, it's the lesser side, but I am symptomatic, so I fall somewhere between there. Anyways, I started thinking like, you know, what would I do with this money and stuff like that, and I'm just a little bit in shock because I was starting to try to put my timeline together, and it wasn't long after I got off of the Depo shot. In fact, it was under 8 months from the time I got off the shot until I was first diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and then the Lyme disease, and then all of my stuff, and it just kept coming, boom, 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 boom. Like every year I had 1 or 2 new diagnoses, all the way up until still in my 40s. You know, every year there's something new that happens. So now I'm starting to wonder, like, did the Depo-Provera shot actually maybe cause some of my neurological stuff? Did it cause the tumor in my brain? And just anything's possible, because I'm a science girl. I'm always like, how did this do this? Why is it doing it? How do I stop it? I ask all the questions. So I've had a really, really stressful, again, is an understatement, of a month. This last month has been really, really freaking crazy. I haven't felt good, not mentally nor physically. Kind of had a breakdown about 3 weeks ago, a month ago. I just have been living in my bedroom again. I'm an agoraphobic, and so I am often, I have a safe place, which my bedroom is my safe place. But I had gotten so good for a while there that I was venturing out. There's this one bug that's just constantly bothering me. I had ventured out to the living room and other rooms in my house, and I was comfortable being out there, and it felt like I was opening up more life into my life, if that makes sense, more, living into my life. And I was going into some stores and just sort of getting back in touch with, like, society, I guess you could call it. And all this stuff happened just 2-3 weeks ago, over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I just sort of went the other way, so I feel like I reverted a little bit. I am stuck in my room again. I put on a few more pounds. I am not eating healthy. I'm barely sleeping. I don't know if you can tell, but I have these huge bags under my eyes, and they look like bruises. They look like they're black eyes, but they're just very, very tired eyes. My seizures started coming back. Little ones, but I had gone, all the way up to like about 2 months without even having one, which is the longest I've went in years. And my pain has been worse. Just all my symptoms have been super flared up to the point where I'm crying a lot. I'm disassociating. It's hard to say that. I almost want to cry. It's been really, really rough. A lot of the doctors that I see around my area, I live in a small state. I live in North Dakota, and I live in a really small town that is an hour and a half away from our capital city. And I don't want to say all the doctors are shitty here. A lot of them are not knowledgeable about some of the rarer things that I have as far as health issues. And so it is really hard to get the help that I need around here. So I'm my own advocate, and I'm constantly researching and trying to connect with people who are like me, trying all these things. I'm not a big pharma type of person. I feel like, and this is just specific to me, but most of my life when I have tried a medication for some disorder, illness, whatever, it made me it made me worse. And I'm that person who gets all of the side effects, or almost all of the side effects, including the really, really bad ones, like bad. So medications don't work that well for me. I often have to do very natural things, earthy things, off the wall things, that would almost be considered like witchy or witchcraft. But if you've ever been desperate before from being sick and in pain all the time, and you just want some relief, and you just want to live, and you just want to do things and be happy, find peace and joy, then you're willing to try that off the wall weird shit, just like me. I have a big appointment coming up in January. It's an out-of-state appointment. It's basically, I'm going to a university hospital, and this team of doctors from all kinds of departments are they're taking on my case because they say that my case is very interesting. And it is. It's very weird, rare, lots of question marks, which obviously university hospitals, they like those types of things. They like to solve the problems, you know, and use the information to teach others and stuff like that. So I'm going to be going there in January, and I'm hoping that they will basically start new, which is what I think they're going to do. Act like I have not been diagnosed with anything yet. They're just starting fresh. Like, okay, why are you here? What can we help you with? And I have to take this long list, and they're going to have all of my records basically for everything that I have done already, and I believe they're going to run brand new testing of their own. So I'm really nervous for this appointment, but at the same time, I've been waiting for about 4 to 6 months already, and I still have how many months more to wait? It's till January, so I'm hoping that they can help, basically. To sum it up in a nutshell, that's I need help. I'm pretty desperate. So I have functional neurological disorder, and a good way to explain it is, so the hardware of my brain, you know, when they look at my brain on imaging, it looks great. The brain itself is actually good. It's not diseased. It's not swollen, you know, nothing like that, although I do get swollen brain sometimes. But the software, the programming of it does not work right. My brain doesn't send and receive signals properly most of the time. I used to say some of the time, and now it's most of the time now. In fact, yeah, it's like 90% of the time my brain is not working correctly. It's affecting my speech, my blinking, any bodily function, really, walking, talking, blinking, breathing, heartbeats, all of it is affected. And obviously a lot of neurological stuff. I do have tics, and it's like Tourette's. Most people are born with Tourette's. Mine came from this disorder. So I've only had it for about, how long? 5-6 years I've had tics. And they've gotten pretty bad over the last year or two. And what else can I tell you? Something positive. Try to find some positives here, because there's just been a lot. My head is literally spinning, and maybe as I'm telling you, you're like, oh my god, that's a lot. That is a lot to go through. It really is. I just want to say that. I feel like I have aged 5 years at least in the last, 3 months, 6 months. So, for the last year and a half, almost 2 years, I have been writing my autobiography. It's called Beautifully Broken, and it's a story, obviously autobiography. It's me writing about my own life, my own situations and experiences, and there is a lot of my stories and their traumas, all that kind of stuff, but it's also a book about healing. And so this is part of my healing journey, and this is why I decided to write this book. And also because as sick as I am, I just don't think that I'm promised longevity. And so I really wanted there to be my story out there, I'm about 90% finished with it, maybe 95%. It should be on Amazon this year yet for sale. I'm not sure on the cost. I believe it's somewhere between $20 and $30 for the book. Probably 20 or 25, I believe. But Amazon will be the only place you can find it for now. So I'll let everybody know when it's available. If I do just want to say, like, trigger warning type of thing. Excuse me. I do have a lot of physical and sexual trauma and psychological trauma. So all those stories are in there. It's a hard read, I'm not gonna lie. It's a really grab your box of tissues type of read. But like I said, it's not just all, you know, oh my god, woe is me, like that type of thing. There is some really inspirational things in there, and it ends on a really, really good note. Very healing, and I just wanted to try to inspire and motivate others who are like me. I have a lot of trauma, obviously, not just what I just said, you know, the physical, sexual, psychological, but I have trauma from being ill for so long. You know, my life was taken from me without choice, basically. You know, this isn't the life that I was trying to have. So I'm constantly grieving, and that's really hard. There's a lot of that in there, talk about that. So if you can relate to it at all and you think you might be interested in reading it, awesome. I'll let you guys know when it's available on Amazon. And I'm just really proud of myself for finally telling my story. I have been so ready to heal. I've hurt. Almost started crying. I have been just a very lost and broken woman for a very, very long time, and I've been working so hard on my mental health as well as my physical health, and I'm ready to heal. So I like doing these videos. It helps me, and I hope that I'm helping somebody else just by making you feel like you're not alone, or helping you feel brave about maybe telling your story too, because you deserve that. You deserve to tell your story, and you deserve to be validated, and, you know, for people to hear you, to finally understand you and hear you. Not saying they'll all understand you, because a lot of people don't understand us. That's just the way it is. But there are people out there who will understand you and will validate you, and I'm one of them. So anyways, I've rambled on for 22 minutes already, and I'll wrap it up here. I just wanted to get this video out though, so I had something out there kind of explaining what's been going on, what's happening with me, what I'm gonna be doing. I'm still slowly getting back into all my stuff. I do model a little bit. Obviously you wouldn't be able to tell by it right now, but you should see my modeling pictures. They're very beautiful. I guess it helps when you got lots of makeup, lights, professional cameras, you know, that helps. I'm going back and doing some music again, and just trying to get back into the things that I love so much. You know, that obviously is a big part of my healing journey, is doing the things that I love. So I just want to hopefully inspire you guys to do the same. You know, some days it feels like our life is just fucking over. You know, there's nothing left, and that's not true. You know, we're like this so much. Life is a roller coaster by itself, but us who are chronically ill or chronically in pain and or disabled, our life is constantly like this. We don't have any woo where it's just, you know, no, it's not like that. It's like a roller coaster from breakfast to lunch. So, and that is why we are warriors. Yeah, that is why we go through a lot. I want to end this video on something really cute. It's really simple, but it's cute, and, you know, simple things matter. But I got this, it's called the Positive Pickle, and it is delightful, yes, pun intended, affirmations. Okay, so let me grab one of these. Grab one out of the jar, and they are adorable little pickles. And this one says, your thoughts build reality. Use optimism as your architect. I suppose that's probably backwards, so you heard me read it to you, right? That I don't know if you can understand that one. I didn't really get that one that much, but of course I have really bad brain fog right now, so maybe that's why I'm not getting it. But let me read this one here. Remember that you are strong and resilient and you can handle any challenge. Okay, this one I like a lot because, yes, damn right, I can handle any challenge. I mean, it sucks and I'll bitch about it, but I can handle it. Okay. On that note, I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to try to start getting back into my little YouTube Shorts videos. I don't know if they'll be daily, but I'm definitely going to start posting a couple, 2, 3 a week again, just to get some stuff out there. It's so therapeutic for me, and I hope it helps you too. So, anyways, I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I will talk to you this coming week. Take care, guys. Bye.